I almost can't believe it either, but we are finally starting a new anime today. And of course, because you've seen the title of the video, you already know it's Tokyo Revengers. If you're new here, what's up everybody? My name is Cast. Thank you so much for joining me. This is only the second anime series I've ever done on this channel, the only other one being Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, so this feels pretty important to me and I'm really excited to get into it. There's a decent chance that you came here from my opening and ending reaction video, but as I'm planning to say in that video, because at the moment of recording this, I haven't even recorded that yet, I'm watching this first episode first, so that way I have a bit more context going into those. So really, right now, I have zero context for what this anime is even about. All I really know about it is that people have said that it's the sort of subject matter and content matter that I would really like, and that would be fitting for my style of reaction. I know people usually skip the intro segments of reaction videos, but I'd like just this one time for this first episode for you to hear me out, so that way I can explain to you a little bit about this series before you ask. So listen, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm not the most overly hype, expressive, emotional reactors. I'm not going to be sitting here screaming and hype at everything that happens all the time. What I like to do personally is I like to analyze the thematic elements of the stories, whether that be story elements such as themes and predictions and all that sort of fun stuff that you kind of come to expect with reactions. But I also like to explore the morals, the philosophies, the ethics, and some of the more deeper below the surface things. My goal with my reaction series, not just this one, but all of them, is to help you, the viewer, enjoy the show in a way that you may not have seen it before. And I'm not saying I'm going to have anything too wise or crazy to say, but I won't know till I see it. So with that being said, I'm super excited to watch this. The plan is for there to be a new episode reaction every week, with future reactions being posted ahead of time over on my Patreon. The Soul tier on my Patreon has 1 week early access, while the Ascended tier has 2 or more. I'm really excited. I don't really know what to expect, but we're going to check out the first episode right here and right now. I'd like to ask that if you want to see me continue reacting to the series, and you can wait till after this first episode to decide what you think, but this channel is actually pretty new. I've only started just over a month ago now. If you'd like to, you can become an OG subscriber right now, that way you can brag to your friends whenever I have 1,000,000 subs and you can say I was there early. Alright guys, let's check this out. Tokyo Revengers, Episode 1. Let's do it. Alright, here we go. Episode 1. I'm a little bit nervous, honestly. We're also watching the uncensored version. Not sure what the difference is, but that's what I was told to do. Here's our main character, I assume. Is this somebody he knows, maybe? Alright. Kind of a cold open. Cool. Episode 1, Reborn. Oh yeah, he dated her. That's sad. Yeah. I've heard about this. How, you know, homes and apartments in Japanese, the walls are so thin that you can hear people talking and watching TV in the other ones. That'd be awful. I'd hate that. Punk ass kids, man. Oh hell no, dude. Oh, dude. What the hell? What do you mean me? Did you not just see the kid? Hello? Okay. You better not get in trouble for that. I mean, at least you didn't have to pay for it, right? That's okay, man. That's alright. Nobody has to know that part, right? You have like a panic attack. Why? Why? Oh my god, that's horrible. Okay. Is he about to get isekai'd? What's about to happen? I'm having like a Tanya the Evil like flashback right now. Being X about to stop time? When that's all. Hey, sounds like you have it going, but it's not never a good thing to peak in middle school. I mean, I probably did too, let's be honest. I don't know if I ever had a peak year. Oh, look at his hair. I assume this is him. He doesn't look that much younger, but this is Gang of Buddies. So did he just go back in time, or is this like actually like a... Look at those pants. It kind of doesn't seem like a... Can't even talk. It doesn't seem like a flashing before my eyes type of thing. Like, it seems like he actually just went fully raced mode and went back in time. Yeah. Oh damn, a flip phone. Dude, that's sick. I wish I had my... I never had a like a flip phone like that. I had one that slid up on the side. It was the best. An LG. 12 years ago. He's probably about the same age as me then. He still hasn't caught on yet. I don't think this is a flashback, or you know what I mean. I think he actually just went back in time. He ain't got any money, dude. This is really interesting. This is actually really interesting, and I'm really excited to see where this is going. Because not too long ago, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine. He was telling me about how he wishes he could go back in time to like 2011 or 2012 era and buy a bunch of Bitcoin. And it really got me thinking about what I would do if I was put in some mystical situation where I was able to go back to 2012. 2012 was actually my first year of high school. And just thinking about all the things I could do to like make money and be ahead of the times, you know, it's really fun to think about. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized that I'd have to redo all of high school and redo all of college. And for the record, I just this year graduated college. I finished my STEM degree. But just the thought of going back is like harrowing to me. It's like, it's almost way worse than the idea of being able to make millions of dollars through this and that. Thinking back on it, I know I would have hated myself in high school. I would have hated the person I was. I would have hated the things I worried about and all that. And I think that's like a super normal thing. I think every single person that's watching this video right now that's in their 20s or past that can think back to when they were a younger teenager or a teenager in general and just cringe at it, right? We cared too much and worried too much about things that just didn't matter. We had like really stupid priorities. We thought in really dumb ways and we did really dumb things. And I'm sure that's what our main character, Takemichi, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what he's thinking now, because he already brought up that, wow, I look so stupid. This was supposed to be my peak. And even though it's pretty obvious that he hasn't caught on to what's going on yet, I'm super interested in how this is going to go. One of my favorite things in like time travel, kind of what I'm assuming this is, or at least it's something that appears to be similar, because he has his older brain and his younger body. It's one of my favorite plot devices. It's so interesting to see an older brain and a younger body and like the change of perspective of actually living your life. I really hope they go more into that. But even past that, this is like a crazy start. They didn't waste even like 5 minutes getting into this. He already got Tanya'd or Isekai'd or whatever you want to call it. The cousin's the leader of the middle school? What? A bunch of punks, a bunch of delinquents. They're a bunch of punks. Bullies. Such a juvenile mindset. He's already like, he just doesn't get it anymore. Oh, he's the leader of the gang. Oh no. Dude, what are these pants styles, man? They're crazy. I wonder his perspective is if he's gonna be like a good fighter anymore. They kind of remind me of like oh yeah. Why is he so scared? They're just kids though. You could always get away, right?
チンコに毛生えてんのか
I guess it'd probably ruin your social status, though.
こんなイケイケだったっけ？やべえ、ついてけねえ。落ち着け。
He grew up too timid from what he used to,
やつなんだから。
the life he used to live.
おかしいな。もしかしてさ、俺らが来るって聞きつけてビビっちゃった？
Yeah, yeah, you tell yourself that.
この公園覚えてる。
ま、渋谷の不良
Something bad's about to happen, huh?
所詮ギャル男崩れのこじゃれたシティボーイだろ
It kind of reminds me of like the bosozu, which is like sort of a term for like youth gangs that were in Japan. I'm pretty sure like more around like the 90s.
違う。
They said it was 2005, right? So, but that's kind of how they act. It's maybe it's not exactly what it is. But... Uh-oh.
こいつらは3年。
Dude, he's smoking. I guess that is. Third years are in a biker gang. Those are adults. Dude, those are like they're like 19. Hello? Wait, I'm so confused. Third years in middle school? Is that what they're trying to say? Masaru ain't shit to them. Oh, they're he's right there. Oh, he's their lackey. He's the water boy. He's getting pushed around. Oh no. Yeah. Not worth it, buddy. Just go pay.
そうだ。マサル君はパシリだった。引っ越したの俺に見栄を張ってたんだ。この後どうなるかも思い出した。
They're about to get their shit kicked in, probably.
頼みの綱を失った俺らは。
Oh. Oh my god. Damn, they are getting the hell beat out of them. Jesus.
半殺しにされる。
Yeah, no kidding. Wow, that's a bit excessive.
すみませんでした。
He got humbled really quick.
お前ら今日から俺ら東京卍会の兵隊な。しっかり働けや。
Dude, I think I would just quit. I would turn away from this delinquent lifestyle right here and now. Screw that, dude. Just focus on school. No, they got like recruited.
地獄の日々。こいつらもみんな。だから俺は
Wow.
中学卒業と同時に地元から逃げた。一人で暮らしてバイトを始めて。すいません。
Yeah.
でも何にもうまくいかなくて。
すいません。
謝って。
申し訳ありません。
謝って。謝って。謝り続ける人生だった。
I mean, that sucks, but you know, I don't know if that's necessarily the worst alternative to being in a gang.
人生最後に東京卍会。そうだ。立花が死んだの
Oh
は。
right, it did say the Manji gang.
あいつらのせいだ。
They're an actual gang. They're not just like middle schoolers
俺には
acting
関
tough.
係ないか。あれ？立花って。
Ooh. Okay, I'm just going to be presumptuous and say from what they've given us so far, this really does seem to be a time travel situation. And the only reason I'm hesitating, despite, you know, what it's showing us, is that it hasn't directly said it or said otherwise. I'm just presuming that he's starting to get the idea in his head that maybe he wants to change how things happen. Maybe he wants to save the life of the girl that ended up dying. If that's what he's doing, and if that's actually the case, he's playing a really dangerous game. One really common thing that time travel stories do is that they involve the idea of like changing the past can somehow very dramatically butterfly effect out and change the future in a really substantial, serious way that wasn't intended. So I'm really interested to see if they go in that sort of direction. But yeah, I really feel for Takamichi. Like it's hard whenever you feel like you don't have proper control over your own life, that the direction in your life was more guided by others or by results of your circumstance than like of your own free will. And although it seems that this is like a kind of legit gang, once he moved out of his middle school or moved to a different area, it seems that he was in a pretty like independent situation of the gang. Like it doesn't seem like they were affecting his life in any sort of way. It just seems that he's overburdened with regret. Just thinking about it off the top of my head, regret is probably one of the most common things that everyone has to deal with at some point in their lives. That's also one of the hardest things to deal with. And obviously, regret comes on different scales. Some people having very minor things that they wish they can go back and change, while some people have life changing decisions that they made that changed their life maybe for a direction they weren't happy with. And I have that too, of course. I let a good majority of my teen and even early adult years get completely ruined by ways I was acting and ways I was thinking. But I think one of the most important ways that you can get out of a cycle of regret is to have a very good sense of objectiveness and like externality. Being able to take yourself out of your own shoes and kind of look at your life from a top down perspective, almost like it's under a magnifying glass. If you can really take yourself out of your own emotions and look at things in as much of an objective way as possible, I think it's a lot easier to come to terms with things that have gone wrong in your past. Now, saying that, if I was to be thrown back into my own past, it would sort of reopen a lot of the wounds that I had, and I'm sure that's going to happen for him too. But Takemichi seems to have a pretty good head on his shoulders, so maybe he'll be able to get through it, or maybe some of the trauma he suffered when he was younger, and that seems like he was still dealing with as an adult. We'll see if that holds him back or not. They really got humbled. There's only one of two directions that this goes for them. Either they double down on their delinquency or they, you know, leave it in the past. I don't need to tell you which is probably the good decision, but I bet you Takemichi has a much different perspective than they will at this point. The legs, the pants look so funny when they run. This really does have like erased vibes to it in a lot of ways. If you haven't seen Erased, I'm not going to spoil anything, but if you've seen, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So he's going to visit her. How's this going to go? What type of person is she, I wonder?
また喧嘩ダメだよ喧嘩ばかりしちゃ先週もつまらないことで喧嘩したばかりじゃない大丈夫なのすごく痛そう
She seems sweet.
消毒はしたの
She cares about
す
him.
ごく腫れちゃってる絆創膏持ってこようか
Well, that's nice.
ひなた
But why is she with a delinquent, right? She seems way too nice for that. Oh.
あれなんで泣いてんだ俺
She's probably the reason why he remembers this era in his life so
なん
fondly.
でもない
いつもの花垣くんじゃないもん
It's going to be pretty hard to maintain how he formerly acted with obviously the fact that he's
ちゃんと言って
gone back in time.
君のことは何でも知りたいの彼女なんだよバカ
I was about to ask if they were dating at this point, but okay. She's not mad, she's just worried.
明日学校でね
バイバイっ
he's
て明るい言い方が好きだった
he is in his feels right
そんな
now.
ことも
まだ持ってんじゃねえかよ
Dude, what's with all the bullies, man?
人が干渉に浸ってんのによ
早くしろやもたもたしてんじゃねえよ
おい
Oh, he's gonna be a hero. Oh, okay. Damn.
さっきからごちゃごちゃごちゃごちゃ
Whoa. Whoa.
俺は今最強にイラついてんだよ消えろ殺すぞ
Okay. I know he's probably just putting on a show, but relax, dude. Damn. I feel like this kid's gonna think he's gonna get mugged by someone else now. Give some helpful advice to
あ
this
あいう
kid,
のを相手
please.
にするときは度胸だ殴られるのは覚悟しろ
Yeah.
でもひるむないやメ
No,
モと
note
かい
that
い
down.
からとにかく立ち向かえ中途半端な奴らは絶対それでビビるから
Not always.
はい
そのお前名前は
立花直人です
え
Wait a
も
minute.
しかしてお前
Wasn't that the other person that died in the crash?
なんだよ、早く言えよ。
もしかして姉ちゃんの友達ですか？
It's a good look, though. Hey, I just
Tachibana Naoto.
saved your little brother from getting mugged.
12年後、こいつも死
What
ぬ
you
ん
think
だ。
about that?
俺、
Yeah, he's gonna die
花の
too.
竹道
That's right. He was the other one in the news
竹道でいい
report.
よ。
I recognize the
は
name.
い、呼びませんけど。
姉ちゃん好きか？
何ですか急に？好きじゃないです。
そうなの？なんで？
なんでって、いつもああしろこうしろ偉そうにうるさいんです。
そっか。
It's crazy the little differences in perspectives we have when
姉
we
ちゃん、大
get
事にし
older,
ろ
you
よ。
know? We're so stubborn and rude when we're
お
kids,
前の姉
but
ちゃんが大好きなんだ。
yeah, it's pretty crazy how quickly he snapped into his emotions of this era, you know?
ぶっ飛
Maybe
んだ
that's sort of the
話だけ
magic
ど
of it, though.
2017年の今日、俺、駅のホームから線路に落ちてさ、死んだと思って気づいたら中学生。12年前の自分になってた。これってなんていうの？
What, he's
タイム
just...
リープ。
そう、それそれ。
Okay, well, I'm glad me and this kid are on the same page, but I can't believe he's just telling this kid this.
12年後の7月1日、お前の姉ちゃんは死ぬ。
And you, by the way. Yeah.
お前も一緒に死ぬんだ。
Why? I can't believe he's telling this kid this.
2017年7月1日、この日を覚えとけ、ナオト。そんで姉ちゃんを守ってくれ。
I mean, I guess he's totally
なんてな。short-sightedly
thinking about this, you know.
俺は未来を変えたい。
Remember this kid.
あいつ
Bitcoin.
のこと
It's going to the moon. Dogecoin too. Ethereum, that'll come around. Once you see that happening, you know I was right.
やるせなさと悔しさをやり直したい。
Then he'll start taking him seriously.
頼むよ。
Is he gonna work together with him?
わかった。
Wow, that is a very mature child. Like mentally.
ここは
Did he just leap forward again?
君はホームから線路に落ちたんだ。
Okay, what? It's not what I thought was gonna
2017
happen.
年あんな状況で俺助かった
Right,
の
like
か。
how? First off.
怪我一つしてねえぞ。
少し二人で話をさせてもらってもいいですか？
ええ、彼が君を助けてくれたんですよ。
え？
お久しぶりです。
This is her brother.
誰？
立花直人です。
Oh. Whoa,
Okay.
okay.
僕の運命を君が変えた。
え？あの日って。
So this is the alternate
ていうか
timeline.
お前死んで。
Moving forward.
君はタイムリープしたんです。
What? Also, who pushed him? That seems like a really important question, right?
君は
That we're just ignoring?
僕は必死に勉強して警察官になった。
That seems like not a good way to protect yourself. To be honest.
じゃあ立花は。
Police work is pretty dangerous, but
すいません、竹道君。姉は
she still died.
死にました。考えられる手は全て尽くしたんです。
I mean, you could have just stayed at home all day,
協
probably.
力してください。
Would have been the safe play, but
姉さんを救える。
俺が立花を。
is he just assuming he has the ability to leap in time?
胸ぐら。
We're not watching this. I'm not watching this yet. I'm saving this for the opening reaction, which is I'm literally going to record it right after this. All right, well, that was episode 1 of Tokyo Revengers. That was sick. I wouldn't say it's like the most insane, mind-blowing start, but there was a lot to that. And overall, I actually really like the characters. The designs are very interesting as well. It's something I haven't really talked about, but it looks clean. The animation looks clean so far. We haven't gotten anything too incredible yet, but I'm definitely interested to see where this goes. But yeah, we push through this episode. We explore very lightly explore some really interesting topics. We learn a lot of things. We had a bit of comedy, a bit of action, a bit of emotion, a bunch of good stuff. I'm just curious as to why Naoto, which I believe is her brother's name. Hopefully I got that right. I'm curious why he thinks that Takemichi has the ability to go back in time again. And now that I think about it, he kind of has to have that ability, because if he doesn't, then how is this story going to progress? How is he going to even save his sister when she's already dead? Super cool. I'm into it already, and I'm really excited to check out this. I assume what's playing here at the end is the opening. You guys have already seen my reaction to it by now, because that's what I'm going to be posting on YouTube first. Overall, I'm really interested to see where this goes, like as sort of the thematics. I can't tell if it's going to be more of like a suspenseful tension or it's going to be a bit of a mystery sort of thing going on. I mean, it's giving me like heavy Erased vibes right now. If you haven't seen Erased, I ain't going to say too much about it, but I would say go watch it. I'm kind of thinking about making a standalone video essay style thing on Erased in the future, but that is not a discussion for this time. If you want to see the next episodes, episode 2 and 3 should be available on my Patreon right now when this is out on YouTube. So go over there and check that out. Thank you so much for joining me. My name's Cast. Join the Discord, check the links in the description, and I'll see you guys back for episode 2. Later.